Hey guys, George from SoundTraxx here. Just wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of an update on version 1.2. You guys have probably noticed a lot of the little yellow stickers on the decoders we've been shipping out here in the past month or so. And I want to kind of fill you in on what version 1.2 actually is. A couple of highlights really quickly. First of all, it adds an air dryer sound in addition to a poppet valve. It also adds in the ability to pitch shift the prime mover sound up or down slightly, so you can have multiple engines with the same prime mover, but none of them sound the same. You can also add in a HEP pump motor for the F59 PHI. Instead of using HEP power from the prime mover, it will use a separate dedicated electrical diesel generator on there that will run and keep electrical power up and going. We've also added a straight to idle feature and a couple of other small little things into it, in addition to some small new sounds. So let's take a look at it a little closer so you know what we're talking about. So first we're going to take a look at our air dryer feature. This is a new sound that's been added into the decoder, and you can select between the air dryer or the older poppet valve. This is selectable in the new CV125, that allows you to toggle between the two. So if you're modeling something older, the poppet valve would be more appropriate, whereas modern modelers, you'll hear the air dryer. Now the air dryer sound is not just simply a random sound effect played in the background. You'll hear this occasionally as we're sitting here talking, but the air dryer sounds actually work in conjunction with the air compressor, and the air compressor isn't a random sound effect. It works in conjunction with how you use your locomotive and your decoder. So if you're using the coupler sound more frequently, or if you're using the brakes more frequently, you're actually going to hear that air compressor cycle more frequently. So let's take a look at this. Right now I've turned the prime mover sound down so you can kind of hear the air dryer sounds and the air compressor. And right now, as with my locomotive sitting still, I'm going to use my brakes. And you'll hear the different air dryer sounds as the compressor kicks on, and you'll hear different sounds when it kicks off. This is all following prototypical practices with the air dryers that you're going to see on a lot of the modern locomotives. Now in CV112 we've added a bit to enable you to select between the sounds of a steam generator or a separate HEP pump motor, or a separate diesel generator that generates the electrical energy for your passenger cars behind. So right now, with the prime mover lowered, we're going to hear the sound of the steam generator. Now this would be appropriate for your FP locomotives, such as an FP7s, and even going up to the FP45s or even the SDP45s. We'll turn this off. But now with a simple change in CV112, we can enable that secondary diesel pump motor. So we're going to change CV112. Now we're going to enable function 20, and you're going to hear the diesel pump motor kick on. Now this sound would be appropriate for locomotives such as the F59 PHI and even some of the MP36s that you're going to see running around today. Now one of the new features of the version 1.2 is CV223, or prime mover pitch shift. And what this does, this allows you to slightly alter the tone of the prime mover by shifting the pitch up or down slightly, so that way you could have several of the same prime movers and no two of them sound exactly alike. By doing this, this is measured in cents, which is a musical term, and the value of the CV is defaulted at 128, which is flat or no change. And you have a range from 0 to 255. To reduce the pitch, you're going to go down from 128. To raise the pitch, you're going to go up from 128. You have all the way up to 255. So to hear this, we're going to take CV223 right now. We're going to set it to a value of 0. And you can kind of hear how that pitch shifted down quite a bit. And we're going to take our same CV, we're going to take 223, we're going to set it to 255, so that means we're going to raise it all the way. And you can kind of hear how that's making those changes. So this gives you the ability to have some unique sounds in all of your different locomotives running on your layout. Now, a couple of other features that we've added into the version 1.2 include some new sounds. on our GE decoder we talked about last month with our Tier 4 GEVOs. We've also talked about the Baldwin and others having the additions of the UP gas turbines with 4 different versions of the turbines, and the NRE GenSet switcher locomotive with the 3 Cummins QSK19s. Other features that we've added a couple of others little small sounds to it, including a new Burlington Northern RS3K Airhorn. So let's take a listen to that right now. And we've also added in an E-bell, and this bell is very common on Alaska Railroad and some of the other models. Let's take a listen to this right now also. Which has a very unique sound to it. All of these features are now available in Tsunami2's version 1.2. These should be available at your local hobby shops. Please go in and ask for SoundTraxx products. If you have any questions or problems, please let us know at SoundTraxx.com or at sales@SoundTraxx.com, and we'll do our best to help answer any questions we can, as well as get you in touch with retailers that have products on hand.